Hello, folks. In this video, I wanted to continue talking about the whole demand supply problem and how almost everything is a demand supply problem, right? I spoke about friends, partners, spouses, and then employers. And You can also think about, like, I was talking about products and services, spa service, and whatnot. And products, I think a lot of things come in. You have say any kind of product. You have even water, right? You have water. You have even, I don't know when air will become commoditized and sold, but as a product. But for now, I think it's not. I don't know. Of course, people do have oxygen cylinders for hospitals. So you could maybe say that air is also being sold, oxygen is being sold, or a lot of different gases are being sold for, say, medicinal purposes or chemical factories or whatever, right? Because air is a very generic term, and it could mean oxygen or it could just mean this gas. You have things like electrical appliances, cars, automobiles, basically cars, motorcycles, scooters, and whatnot, and then toys and stuff. And then you have stores which are franchises that are trying to sell the company's products. Let's say there is, say, some automobile company, and the company itself has a official store, right? Or they have some, or it's like, let's say, a restaurant that has a franchise, right? It's not the official restaurant, but it's the official but a franchise maintained and managed by someone else, right? So, and then there are distributors or redistributors, right? So automobiles, I think a lot of times there is a seller who gets the cars from the car company and then sells it to people. They might sell the same car company's cars, or they might sell different car companies' cars and whatnot, right? Usually, I've seen in India that people sell the same car company's cars. So you can find companies and stores and whatnot trying to sell same company's products or different companies' products or their own company's products, basically, instead of being a franchise and whatnot. so yeah, and they basically try to advertise themselves and say that they are selling this product. If it's a grocery store, they try to advertise that, hey, they give pamphlets, they say offers, groceries are cheaper if you buy in bulk and whatnot. And they also ensure that they get discovered through all these apps, say grocery delivery apps, and also say maps applications. For example, say Google Maps, they put themselves on Google Maps. And Google Maps is also a broker, right, where the demand is basically, I want to look for some service or product or whatever, right, or some place, right? And I have some input, say I know what is a product or a service I'm looking for, or I know the place that I'm looking for, the name of the place, or the exact location, say latitude, longitude, help me get there, right? The directions, I want the directions and whatnot, right? And basically that's the demand. Like, let's say I as a person want to look for this, and then the supply is basically done by people online, the community who put data. And then the broker is basically Google Maps, right? It provides a platform to ensure that people who supply the data, that is the community, along with Google Maps, and then can actually provide data and supply information to people who are looking for data and information. For example, say me, who is looking for some information, I also actually put out data, but I also consume a lot, compared to, or probably I do almost similar amount of consumption and production in Google Maps, wherein I put out information, and I also, of course, I have consumed a lot of data and information from Google Maps. And what else? so and yeah, Google Maps also provides their services to companies, say delivery apps, ride hailing apps and whatnot, to provide data around maps to show where your driver is, to show the direction in which your driver is going when you're in the ride and whatnot, right? So, yeah, I mean, that way, the ride hailing apps or food delivery apps or grocery delivery apps, all these delivery apps and package delivery apps, parcel delivery apps can actually, will have a demand of like, I want to show a map, and the supply will be done by Google Maps, and they'll just get the data. The apps will get the data and they'll show the data to their users, right? So yeah, I think a lot of things can be looked at as a demand supply problem, along with where there's a demander, there's a supplier, and then there's also most probably another stakeholder, the broker, and there might be some sort of brokerage cost in terms of money or some way or the other. So yeah, there are also apps to help you find houses and for buying or for renting. So there are those kind of apps also wherein, let's say you're looking for a house to rent or buy, so you have a demand. The supply is basically the house owners or lease owners, not just houses, commercial properties and whatnot. People like companies look for commercial properties to set up their office and whatnot. So there are real estate owners who are trying to lease their property or sell their property and whatnot. And in between come the real estate broker apps and whatnot, who provide a platform for the renters or buyers and the sellers and leasers, right? So that way you have the whole demand supply problem solved. So that is also one thing, right? So a lot of examples of demand supply problem, but if you think about it, everyone wants some person or something or some service. Actually, even like it can be anything. It can be any desire, want, need, requirement, any demand, right? For example, it can also be a feeling. You just want a good feeling. You probably would say that I'm looking for a good feeling, and they'll probably go for there'll be suppliers, say prostitutes, who are providing sex as a service, or there'll be people who provide food which helps people feel good. There'll be people who provide drugs, right, narcotic drugs. There'll be people who provide say entertainment services, say stand-up comedy, music and whatnot, right, or movies, or go to drama theaters and whatnot, right? And then like you want to feel good because and how you want to feel good is by losing weight or by becoming healthy. Then there'll be services, there'll be suppliers, like by losing weight there'll be so many suppliers, like people who help you lose weight through exercise and diet, or people who help you lose weight through surgeries, right? All these what do you say, plastic surgery doctors and all, right, surgeons. And then you want to feel healthy. There's a difference between feeling healthy and like being actually healthy. So feeling healthy, looking healthy is all just feeling and looking, but are you actually healthy? You need to check out some numbers. You also need to define what healthy means to you and all that, right? So there'll be so many services again for that also, right? So everything is a demand supply problem. You can demand and look for anything, have any need, want, desire or requirement, and there'll be suppliers for it and there'll be brokers for it also. I just wanted to give more examples. That's all I had for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.